Stripper Son's Vendetta, Audette's Confession, Collecting Tokens, and Iowan Turkeys. Hello, crawlers, and welcome to episode 31 of our Dungeon Crawler Carl podcast. I'm Grant.
I'm John.
And I'm Martin.
I forgot that we don't really do introductions anymore, but I did it.
It happens.
You guys were right on
I think it's a sporadic.
Yeah, occasionally we toss in who we are.
And instead of looking at cameras, because I wasn't expecting you, I turned to you and I said, I'm John.
Oh, hey,
yes,
hey there, friend.
Tell them.
This week we are covering chapters 34 through 41. It's a big chunk, man. I thought there was actually too many chapters.
There's such a tonal shift. Going through it, I was like, we could have ended right before chapter 2 started. Because there's such a different shift after chapter 2.
Yeah, that would have made sense. That would have been the end of the assassination storyline. So we have a little tail end of that for the first chapter, you mean?
Well, we get to the end with Audette's confession, and that's huge.
Yeah.
Man, it's so huge that I wasn't even really listening to everything after that because I was still processing it all. What happens, what we cover in chapter 2, that didn't really hit for me until like a second and really almost a third listen. Because what happens at the end of the chapter 1 was just like, this is big. It's so important that things start to seem a little bit trivial when we get back into it. I mean, they aren't, but it was like, man, after this.
Yeah. I also feel like kind of where we end was a little bit more cliffhanger than I intended. Like I probably would have.
It's pretty cliffhanger.
I probably would have ended it like a chapter sooner or a chapter later, but I was kind of going just based on the length, and I thought, okay, that seems good. And I thought the end line, the end punctuation of "Welcome to Iowa" felt like, wherever that is in the book is probably a good transition between scenes. I was wrong.
You seemed really confident about it last time.
You did.
We only had one day too. I had to turn around and do the editing right away and post it the next day, so I didn't have as much time. Anyway, my apologies.
The holidays make things weird.
Yeah,
everything's
that's
weird.
true. That's true. And had we ended, at the end of chapter 1, it would have been so short.
I will double check, but I'm pretty sure that our homework assignment for you is going to be chapters 42 through 46. That's going to be your homework assignment. And if it's dubbed in later, I've changed it. I've had a last minute change of heart. But 42 through 46. And before we dive in, a couple of notes. We have a big one up top. We were handpicked by the man himself, Mr. Matt Dinneman, author of these books that we're discussing, to be moderators for his book tour crawl as he comes through Austin for Operation Bounce House, the book that, if you're watching the video, is sitting right here on Donut's lap in front of us. Yeah, we're going to be up on stage with a sold-out show. So if you guys want to get tickets, I'm sorry, it's too late.
If you want to hear the story, the way that happened, which is hilarious, it's on the Patreon Deep Crawl.
Patreon, didn't hear it.
The one that we did last week. Okay, so not the one that comes out with this episode, but last week's. At the end of that Deep Crawl, we tell the story about how that came to happen. And boy, oh boy, it's a treat.
Episode 30, Companion Deep Crawl. You can check it out there. What a thing. But yeah, we are very excited for that. We should probably read these books beforehand because this is coming up. February 17th is going to be the day for the Austin one. But in the meantime, if he's popping through your city, you guys should be checking out and getting this book. We're pretty excited about it.
We won't be at those. And also, if you're going to the one in Austin, cool, we'll see you there. If you haven't gotten tickets, it's sold out. Like, it's already way sold out.
But you could always hang out outside the building and meet us there. We'll sign autographs.
What the fuck?
I'll wear a giant trench coat and sneak at least 2 of you in with me as
Hey,
well.
I didn't say sneaking them in. I'm just saying after the fact.
You can sign autographs.
How do you
People
have-
would want your autograph.
How do you have more room in that trench coat? He's just so you know, Grant is canonically 3 Lost references stacked in a trench coat.
With room for 2 extra people.
How?
Very thin.
Oh yeah, there's not a lot of
But it's a thin plot.
yeah, there's not a lot to Lost.
Many things can be said about that show. I doubt that is one. All right. A few other things. Charles Ellis, we were talking about this badger from the assassination plot who gets his arm trapped inside of Samantha's nussy.
Head, shoulder, and arm.
That is the name of a person that apparently either was like a donor or won something on like a fan thing,
okay.
and that's why their name got associated. So it's a real person associated with like supporting the books. I'm not sure if it was through Patreon, but like a number of people kind of told us like that.
Should we assume that every time a proper name is used?
Maybe. I mean, Steve Rowland's his friend, as far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Another thing. We had a question from Poxonus over on our Patreon, patreon.com/hellocrawlers, by the way, who was wondering, what type of boxers do you think Carl's wearing? Are these boxer briefs? Are they just loose boxers?
I think loose boxers.
Yeah.
Loose?
Yeah.
But with like are they stitched seam crotch, or is it like button? Or I think they were concerned about like how often, you're vulnerable and dangling.
I'm assuming they're stitched because if they weren't, that's a detail that would get brought up. Donut would remark on it every chance she got.
Yeah, you would think that things would pop out more often.
Yeah.
And of course, Matt would write it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, why are you asking these questions?
No. It's a legit question, but it would get brought up. There's no way it would not get brought up.
Cool.
I think the main reason I thought it was interesting is because Rubio draws him all the time. So I was wondering how you think of the boxer mechanics.
I don't put any flaps in the front or anything.
All right, keeping it sealed.
That's only for little kids.
You heard it here first.
The Dare Cornwolf. We got a comment from Mostly Void, Partially Stars, who said Cornwolf is a corn spirit shaped as a wolf that steals and eats children.
Oh,
I admit we had missed bringing up what the backstory was there. I thought that was interesting. And then I had one more comment I wanted to touch on. This is from Josh Lane, who says, wondering, is she Maria like the AI? Kind of like that one dude who gave Carl the foot bath, which paid her Cole. Her understanding of the system seems a bit too much, which I thought is interesting. And I don't think it's the AI, but I think there is more to that character in that she, Maria, does seem to have a much more complex understanding of the dungeon than the other NPCs.
I mean, she just seems like an older spirit who's been around. And then we find more about the legend of She Maria in these chapters.
she also seems really smart.
Yeah.
And if it was the AI, she'd be glaring at Carl's feet, and she doesn't do that.
Also, I think the other tell, aside from the foot thing, is that she still gets lost in her own personal story and mythology. She talks about her husband and killing him, or not killing him, but being accused of it. And those are still those kind of details that are imprinted on these NPCs, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So even if you can really quickly pick up and catch on everything else, it doesn't seem like the makings of Dinnaman telling us this is secretly another version of the AI.
She's not so above it all that she resists being competitive with the other totems.
Right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and dive in. We left off with Carl and Katya up in the Penis Parade strip club on the top floor of the what we call it, the Desperado Club.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that was the end of chapter 33.
Yeah. So at 34, we start with them there, and we get a note by Aussie in the cookbook talking about Aussie is commenting on another cookbook author, Harriet, who had done a bunch of writing about the worn path method of unlocking the minds of these NPCs. They're on a worn tread path. It can be dangerous sometimes pulling them off of that, but sometimes all you need is a little pebble and deviate them get them off the path, unlock them, and you can save them, and they might have critical information for you. Different things. I guess there's a lot of ramblings in the book. The note by Aussie is talking about how they think that it's a little bit more complex than that. That there seems to be something like a reused canvas, which I think is such a great metaphor for this idea of mind wiping over and over and implanting in a person multiple characters. Like it reminds me of like the show Dollhouse. You remember like her character would like be constantly uploaded with like new minds and new characters that she had to play. Something like that. And the idea that like the Babkas were one of these races, that they're like all the chefs, but they're like this indentured servitude that they might have signed away all of their rights when their planet was taken over. And there might be some crawlers. The evidence, this was kind of brought up as a preface for us learning more about Damascus and Anaconda.
And how some NPCs are, might not be like dungeon born. Some might have been taken from the outside and brought in, that they're actually real people. And maybe we're not doing that anymore, but the crawl's been going around for a long time. The laws have changed over and over and over again. The people that are running it have changed over and over again. So sometimes, maybe the rules were one way some time ago and that allowed certain things, and now they're not. So it's a really interesting way to look at these things, where the way it is now doesn't necessarily mean it's always been that way, and other things could have gotten in.
Yeah, the idea that, okay, children and pregnant women can't be in the dungeon, but maybe that wasn't always the case. But these things, this and some other things they bring up the idea that the way we've been thinking about things might not be how it is. And the idea of, well, oh, look, they're NPCs, so it's okay if we kill them. Maybe it's best for them. Maybe it's best to wake them up. And it's like, well, yeah, but what if they're former crawlers? And you're just killing them. Now you got to think back to like, oh my God, what have I been doing? What have I done?
Just been snuffing out all these ex-crawlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like sometimes you're like, well, is the book trying to be like, hey, maybe this dungeon thing is a bad thing? Like, I'm already sold. I already think it's a bad thing. You don't have to keep layering it on that. This is another layer of awful, it seems like.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you think it's this awful. It's really this awful. And to be honest, it's more like this awful.
Each time we learn more.
And then when you get to the base, it's actually got a bunch of basements underneath of awful.
But then there's also some things that go like, but maybe it's necessary.
It's kind of cool. You can fly sometimes if you get that upgrade.
Oh, that's a good trade-off. Hey, but look, I can fly.
Yeah, I'm sorry about you guys, but I'm going to soar over here for a bit. So all of this is to say that we learn that Damascus Steel and Anaconda, the two strippers in the Penis Parade, are brothers, and they're the children of Astrid and the Nightworm. We kind of covered this briefly in the previous one, but I think we solidify it here. Did we discuss it?
I don't think we did, because this is where you get the reveal.
Oh, okay.
That the Nightworm was Astrid's husband, the one who contracted them to kill her. And this information to me was just more like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We did this thing we didn't want to do, and to find out that was what we were set up for.
Oh, not only that, but now I have to adopt a bunch of strippers.
Yeah.
It went even higher.
Yeah.
You killed their mom, so I guess now you have to take them.
Yeah, I guess so. But wait.
So he gets a reward of getting to hire all the strippers as mercenaries.
Yeah.
Which ends up kind of working out for him.
Mm-hmm. It also works out that the strippers don't blame him or blame the two of them, because that easily could have been the way it went.
Hey, you're in the game, man.
Yeah. We know that our father set you up to do this. And it's like, oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that is a big weight.
There's a
weight off of
couple
me.
like release valves that happen in this. Like there's this, and then we're gonna get to Audette here in a bit.
Yeah.
But one thing I thought was very interesting that was noted was Damascus Steele says that his parents, Astrid and the Nightworm, were crawlers, but that they weren't.
Right.
So this is kind of circling back to this idea that their parents might have signed away the rights for all of them, for the family, and that like after the crawl ended, the parents survived, but then they got looped into this, and then the kids aged into being looped into the crawl later as NPCs.
Or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, maybe it's that. Maybe it's something else. We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, it could be that they were, it was before the rule that you couldn't get pregnant in the dungeon passed, and they were actually dungeon born. Who knows? Like, there are so many possibilities that are all really interesting and kind of horrifying.
Yeah. I mean, if it was, okay, they got, made it out and were indentured servants and then had these kids, but the kids weren't in the dungeon, but got brought in after the fact.
Right.
I don't know. It's you know what? It's the kind of thing, there's too many question marks to really kind of get on it. It's like, I'll wait till he explains more.
And as far as we know, Anaconda and Damascus are the two kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other ones are like friends. Like, we don't know what the relation is with the other ones, maybe.
We know that 15 of them got conscripted into as mercenaries. Rosetta, that lady, the troll goblin, whatever lady with the little creature on her shoulder.
Little ferret
Bernie.
or whatever he is.
Mole? Maybe?
Rosemary.
Yeah.
And Bernie the mole on her shoulder did come back into play. I couldn't remember if she would, but I was like, there's a lot of description when we were discussing her earlier. And she was the one who runs Meat Shields, apparently. And so that's the group that allows you to hire mercenaries. And she signed up 15 of them, including Bucket Boy and DJ Dr. Bones, which
Donna was really excited.
she said, that's like the best DJ since DJ Diesel. That is Shaq. If you guys didn't know, Shaq is DJ Diesel.
Learn something new.
Yeah. So, the other thing with Astrid, like her saying that she almost got out and almost got them all out. But like, it seems like, like they almost were able to get their freedom. And that makes me wonder if there was something unlocked in her mind, but not in the Nightworm's mind, where she had a recognition of the system that they were entrenched in, but the Nightworm doesn't. So it's her husband, but he's still locked in the game, and it's just a game to him to take her out.
Or he got paid.
Kids
say something to the effect of that he'll get her money. Like that was his reason for doing it.
Right. Like, he did. I mean, people do this in real life.
People are good in real life. I'm not naive here.
This is just, it could just be a fucking crazy familial situation where people hate each other and somebody's really greedy.
But it's not even a hate each other because she was concerned about the Nightworm.
Yeah.
Save my husband, save my children.
Mm-hmm.
He was done with it.
Even though he did this.
Yeah.
Well, we
Awful.
also learned that what the normal stripper pedigree.
What the what?
The normal stripper pedigree is that they're ugly and hideous.
Oh yeah.
I think Carl's trying to dance around how he describes this, but like there's these nasty goblins from the other penis whatever. I forget what the other one's called.
Penis Parade
and
whatever.
Yeah, the other strip club. They're probably gonna get promoted once the Desperado Club gets rebuilt, and that was the normal structure. So this was all Astrid coming in here, running this club, and then taking her kids and fellow mercenaries and shielding them in a strip club. So he's not actually getting a bunch of strippers as mercenaries. He's getting mercenaries who are acting as strippers as mercenaries. So it's even better for Carl and Donut.
What a deal.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, I killed you. I feel, I guess, a little bit bad.
Oh, well, ka-ching.
We also see one of these female strippers. Her name is Tuesday 2 for 1. Which, what a name as well. But he reminds Carl of the goblin shamankas on the first floor, which I thought was a nice little callback.
Yeah, Lorelei and I forget the other one's name.
I bet it's the other character from Gilmore Girls,
Right.
Lorelei and something else. Yeah.
Or Gossip Girl, whatever.
We're so sorry.
Oh.
We know that Carl is in the Navy, okay?
Coast Guard.
And then we get a brief mention as they're finally leaving the Desperado Club. They actually get cleared out of there. They have to leave with a countdown. Carl checks in with Donut and learns that she had successfully used a glow-up card and then the merge card on 2 of the totems, which we later learn are going to be Asahano and Jesus. And then she also got a new card that she was testing out, which we later learn is Yola, that she got from Katya.
Oh, fucking Yola.
Oh, man. Katya is really rough still, in bad shape. And Carl's like, looking at all this destruction. He has all this bad news about everything around him. But we end this chapter with him grinning because he remembers the fact that with faction wars, the people in Laracos on the 9th floor are still flooded. And he's like, despite all this shit, that's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Which is a nice moment of levity in otherwise kind of a heavier chapter.
Yeah.
All right. So then it is time for them to pop onto Odette's show.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually broken up into 3 chapters based on 3 segments of what kind of happens here. The first part is the standard interview, and they are now in a amphitheater in Laracos. That is the new stage set for Odette's show. And you see it's got like water damage on the walls, and like there's these posters for Session of Love, which I believe is the camel, the author camel guy in the Crawl Con.
Oh, right.
That was next to him. He was the author of Session of Love.
Right.
So they have those posters on the wall. So another callback there.
They had like a Gone with the Wind style poster.
Sessions of Love, which just sounds so hokey.
So like Skinamax.
And they learned while they're on this show talking to Odette, they're getting interviewed. We kind of jump in a little bit mid-interview. They learned that there's all these other people that are going to be participating in Floor 9 faction wars that were hiding out in Desperado Club. And so they all got ejected from Desperado Club because the club was underwater. They all got shot out and then eaten up by sharks. They get regenerated, or at least maybe the top dogs get regenerated there. But one of them was the leader of the Madness, which is a caterpillar-headed dude named Commander Stockade. You see him getting like ejected, I guess, and like the sharks eating him, and everyone in the audience is cheering and laughing about it. Carl's calling him a bitch. Being like, you know what? All these people were hiding while they made everyone else do the work. Good for them. We did them a favor, which is pretty rebellious again of Carl.
It's a really nice way to get somebody to hate you a lot.
While getting everyone else who had to carry their weight to kind of go, well, maybe I'm kind of siding with this guy.
Yeah, I think this guy might be my dude, but whoever's getting eaten by sharks over and over again probably starts to resent them after a little bit.
Well,
yeah.
It wasn't like, he was their hero before. So,
so we got a full house. We have Zev there. Quasar's there, and then Harbinger is also there as the liaison, being all creepy in the corner and watching over everything.
Yeah, and he's a hollow, and he's like in the background of this room, and he's so tall that half of his head's cut off by the ceiling, which even makes him creepier. Like that visual to me of just seeing like the bottom half of his head because he's melting into the ceiling. Fuck that. I'm done. I'm out.
You were out on floor 1, buddy.
True. Yeah.
As creepy and scary as this guy is, fuck him. My anger towards him would supersede my fear.
And now I don't remember exactly why I wrote this, but at a certain point I was listening to this part of the book and I got upset and I was like, fuck Odette. She's such a shit stirrer.
That's her job.
And I guess, I know that like at one point she brings up and she's like, she's needling them, trying to learn more about like what they're doing in their warlord meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, I know you guys can't talk about that, but we sure can read the action items that have been proposed. They bring up the one where they have Captain Enormous or whatever. The nickname for the orc guy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And she's trying to like just poke and prod them and try and get them to say stuff that they can't, which is, them looking constantly at Quasar and Harbinger and not knowing if they're going to get cut off from this.
Oh God, Quasar's so awesome in these scenes where like Carl will look at him and he's like,
shut up. Or where he thinks about it and is like, no, don't bring that up.
Oh, he's so fucking important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, how valuable is it to have someone who's an advocate for you on that one side, but then Audette, who knows the stakes of what they're doing, or at least has, like, there's something that feels a little insincere about the next part when she's also like making them dance like this tightrope on this part. But I get it. It's the game of like she has to do her role too, and hopefully they can do their part.
Yeah, and there's also the whole thing of like, I don't know why they won't let us talk about it since everybody knows something's going on.
Right.
So if that's the case, as a quote unquote journalist, it's kind of her job to at least bring it up.
Sure. She wants people to watch her show.
Yeah.
She's a shit stirrer, though. Well, anyway, we get to a part where she says, you know what? This brings me to the point that you guys really need to pick your adjutant. The adjutant is the person who advocates for you and challenges rules on your behalf, who's supposed to be somewhat impartial, but they are on your faction team's side.
And they're in a predicament because Wan Xin Jinx wants them to pick Audette as their adjutant. And that was going to be like the last hurdle that they'd have to get over so that Katya could be taken out of the dungeon safely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just need you to do this one thing, even though they've been told by Zev, do not pick her.
Right. And Katya getting taken out of the dungeon safely is important because of the Crown of the Sepsis whore. Only either she or Donut would be able to survive the 9th floor.
Well, like Carl even like double checks with Audette, like, oh, but like an adjutant, they could be at risk because they're down on the battlefield, right? And Audette clarifies, no, the adjutant would not be at risk. Even so, because you need that person who's kind of a ref. And he's like, well, even like if we get the protections turned off, even then the adjutants would still be existing outside that. So he doesn't understand what the game plan was exactly for Wan Xin Jinx.
Right.
And like, she wanted that, but how is that going to necessarily work?
When that was happening, I was like, Carl, shut up. Stop asking questions.
Well, but he's playing dumb about it. Just to get that out there, like, oh, an adjutant. What is this adjutant you speak of?
He was going toward the line just a little bit hard.
You got to skirt it a little bit. Keep one eye on the what do you call it?
The caprid.
Yeah, on the caprid. And one eye on your lawyer. But I love how he's letting Donut, you can stir shit and say whatever you want, talk shit. But once it gets brought up, the adjutant, don't say a fucking word.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Say a fucking word, Donut.
And even Donut, like, I have nothing to say now.
Well, she quickly goes, hey, I actually can't be your adjutant, but we got 3 other options for you. And Carl's like, huh?
What?
Because Carl's panicking at this point.
Yeah.
He needed that to happen, and now he thinks that means that Katya and or Donut are at risk of dying.
Up until now, he thought it was in the bag.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
She's going to ask to be our adjutant. We're going to be on a show where she's going to make this big, proclamation, and this is the way it's going to happen. But then it ends up not being up to him.
Matter of fact, it wasn't even going to be like, I have to choose her. Well, I mean, it was, but she was going to ask. She's going to ask to be your adjutant.
Right.
So, yeah, it takes the wind out of his sails, but like, I think it's important that we read these next 2 chapters through the lens of Carl thinking, something very bad is going to happen to either Katya or Donut.
Right.
So his hostility to Audette in this scene is, oh shit, I'm losing them because you pivoted here.
Okay, he's red hot now.
Yeah. And yeah, so Audette is like, yeah, I can't be your adjutant because, and then she makes a big show of it, I'm joining the Ascendancy. And the crowd goes wild. And then she's like, here, check out this flashback. I think like Donut helps prompt it. She's like so excited. And Carl's like, it's like a fucking press conference she's doing for this.
Yeah, I'll be in the faction wars piloting a god.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, the Ascendancy game.
Yeah.
Which is like, we don't really know very much about what that is specifically. We just know that it has something to do with gods and people sponsoring gods.
Yeah, it seems like there's a bunch of gods all vying to be king shit a fuck mountain god, right? And they're all gonna war against each other. And so that makes the crawlers such little nothing peons in the periphery of some bigger game that's happening within the 12th floor.
Right.
And then some outside wealthy people can play along and be mech suit drivers for these gods. But what's interesting is that makes them vulnerable, I guess, right? Because Cindy, or no, what was her name? The Mantis mom, she was piloting a god and she died, right?
Cersei.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works in the actual Ascendancy game.
But she died because she
came and was piloting Dewata.
Right. But then she got stripped of that. Donut's spell, right?
Laundry Day.
Yeah.
Because they realized, oh, they're wearing gods as armor. We could use this anti-armor spell and then pull the god off and then kill them.
Pull them off?
Yeah. Yeah, like pull the if the god's armor, you okay.
I'm sorry. Never mind. Anyway, we get a flashback.
You know the way you feel about Audette when she stirs the pot?
Am I Audette? No way.
I think I feel that way about you.
Can't give me that much
often.
All right. We get a flashback that Audette puts up on screen of these 3 humans and a coal engine rock monster. This is on Earth, presumably, holding an egg and going through some desert town. Let's say they're in Phoenix or whatever. And there's this snake monster that comes and attacks them. I'm sorry.
You've never been to Phoenix, I take it. It's a major metropolitan city.
Yeah, it's not really like a dumpy desert town.
Say, okay, fine. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
They're in a desert town.
Okay.
And one of them is carrying a giant egg. It hatches, and they've completed some quest. It is a baby bird, Nekabet.
Yeah.
Who is an Egyptian vulture goddess from northern Egypt, the city of Nekbet, I guess. Nekabet. And there's a couple other names. This is the Mother of Mothers, the Eye of Ra, Protector of Pharaohs, Newborns, and Royalty. And this god is also part of the 2 ladies. I did a little bit of research here. There's 2 gods that work kind of side by side in Egyptian mythology. There's Nekabet and Wadjet, who's actually more of a cobra. And I just kind of wonder if we have Audette acting as this vulture deity, if this might be her retainer, would be this Wadjet in the future. And we see that, like, she's putting on a show of, like, this is who the god is that I'm going to be inhabiting, I guess, for the Ascendancy. And I think Donut's thing is like, oh, she's great, very bohemian. Looks like she might smell.
Oh yeah. She's got kind of a hobo chic thing going, which I don't like, but it works for her.
The last time we hear about Nekabet in the story is she's the enchanted mother of mothers and was in some way related to Hecla's crossbow.
Oh, we've heard of her before?
That was the enchanted crossbow of Nekabet, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
So wait, didn't Carl get a quest that he needs to investigate both the wooden bracelet that is on Donut's foot as well as that crossbow?
So there's an entry that gives the description. This is on the Dungeon Crawler Carl wiki. That says, it's said that the long-forgotten goddess Nekhabit is both jealous and terrible. When the elf mother chose to abandon Nekhabit and instead worship Apido, the oak goddess, it is written that Nekhabit grew enraged. The mighty vulture goddess blamed the male-dominated high elf court for causing her worshippers to stray. As a result, she cursed their seed, thus creating what is today known as the Fey diaspora. There are dozens of elf and fairy breeds, all of whom may trace their lineage back to the early high elf court. Those cursed offspring sowed the universe. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot more. I feel like once we get to the 12th floor, I'm gonna have such a fucking nosebleed. Just so complex. All right. So anyway, we learn that, yeah, she's going to be piloting a god for the ascendancy. Carl is, of course, very worried about Huan Xin's reaction. And he gets a notification that flashes just after this. He can't read it. I'm not sure if this was the notification. It's probably most likely the one that he later gets from Huan Xin, but it could have also been the one that he got from Empress. He got two notifications while he was out here.
Right.
And then suddenly, as well, Harbinger gets distracted by something and then bloop, just disappears. We don't really learn what that one is. But I guess we can make an educated guess that Audette also set something else in motion that would get him out of the room.
Right.
Yeah, she needed to clear the room to talk to Carl.
Yeah.
Privately.
And we don't have to see all the things that she does as long as she clarifies one of them that she does, which is blowing up a ship in space to get rid of the other people. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We get presented three options for Carl and Donut to pick from. First one is Ripper Wonton. He's Ripper Wonton, Danger Zone with Ripper Wonton. We met him on the third floor, I think.
Yeah, he was that little quokka guy.
He's media savvy, and he's like Piers Morgan, Tucker Carlson amalgam, I'm sure.
He's the one that was the host of the show that they were at when Manasa got killed.
Oh, right.
So he's the first option. And he's so adorable that Donut just immediately wants to pick him.
Oh, she knows him.
Yeah. Baroness Victory is the orc. That is the second option. She's very dry in personality. She's an attorney and a judge and has done this multiple times, as has Ripper Wonton.
And Quasar's enthusiastic about her.
Quasar's flipping his shit.
Yeah. Enthusiastic thumbs up. Like, yes.
And then there's Drick, the elf that we met also during CrawlCon that was sitting next to Carl when he was like really talking shit to Cersei during that interview show. He is a former crawler elf who now has been resurrected through a Valte worm. So he seems compromised in a way because this is also a show season being run by Valte. So
seems like a conflict of interest.
But at the same time, when Carl interacted with this guy, he thought this guy was kind of legit and knew his stuff.
Sure.
So I could see that being a draw for Carl.
He's also never been an adjutant before, and the other two have.
Yeah. Donut immediately doesn't like this dude, though.
No.
Says he's pasty.
He's pasty, he stinks.
So after seeing...
Not good enough reasons for that.
No. But, Donut was very excited about Audette sponsoring a god. He's like, oh my God, can I worship you? And fucking Carl's like, if next time we see her, it's going to be on the battlefield.
Shut up.
I mean,
she probably knows better, but she's just also such a kiss ass in interviews. And then we get Carl kind of doing a little bit of additional inquiry into Baroness Victory since Quasar's given the thumbs up. And it's like asking, hey, I like killed some of your family, right? She's like, yeah, but that's all good. That's part of the game. And then he's like, how can you be impartial? And she's like, yeah, I don't see it as being a problem. I've sentenced my own aunt to jail for not paying her taxes. And I was the only one of us who was sued to stay out of the game. And he's like, okay, yes, immediately.
well, also, she's like, as much as everyone's upset, every move you've made has been within the rules as far as I can see. So
yeah,
I got no problem.
He's like that Baroness victory sounds like a great pick.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, especially having Quasar's endorsement.
Oh yeah. Anything
that means more than anything.
Anything Quasar says, I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like he's as much on your side as far as like, fuck the man, fuck the system here.
Yeah.
Let's tear it all down. I'm all in. So if he's saying, yeah, pick her.
When we first met Quasar, I think Carl asked him, what's going to stop you from fucking me? And he goes, honestly, nothing. But I'm not here to do that right now. I'm here to like be your advocate or whatever.
Yeah, I'm your guy on your team, man.
And that was like, okay, I could trust this guy with whatever. Like he was just, he didn't try to lie to me.
Yeah.
This guy just told me the truth and said, yeah, like if somebody fucking pays me money, I could probably fuck you over, but that's not what I'm here for.
And he also was like pointed out, I'm a little guy in the larger realm. People treat me like shit too. I like what you're doing.
Yeah. Somebody could pay me to fuck you over, but they probably won't because they don't like me.
Yeah.
Right. No, I trust him a lot.
For now. All right. Audette. Now, this is where everything has wrapped up. They went ahead and picked Baroness Victory or whatever her name is. And Audette is like getting to the end of the show. She's like, okay, there's going to be one last thing. Donut, you're going to go and like you're going to go through this door and you'll go pick the phase 2 of what's going on this floor. You're going to go by yourself. Carl and I will watch from here. Clearly, Audette knows everything that's kind of being orchestrated here in advance. But Donut is kind of recognizing this is the last time she's going to be on Audette's show. She's like, if you're going into the dungeon, we're not going to be interviewed by you anymore. This is the end of an era. And she gets all sentimental and emotional about it.
Yeah, I guess she's not even going to be doing her show anymore. So show's over.
Going on hiatus.
And Audette is very still. She's wearing her bughead mask. She's very still, but like Carl can hear a sniffle from underneath the mask. Like, so she actually gets a little bit choked up. I think there's some bond that they've developed that we, the reader, should read as sincere here.
This whole chapter is Audette going through it.
Yeah.
Like she's really having feelings throughout this whole thing.
Lots of big feelings.
Well, her piloting this god and going into the faction wars, it's a big milestone. And for whatever her long plan has been, we're coming to, the final chapter.
This is her end game. So Donut will be teleported to a selection room. She's going to have to go and they do a last minute additional rule change. She'll have to go and fight the first battle solo. Zev seems to also kind of know what's going on here with Carl getting alone time with Audette. They probably hook up, by the way. I'm sorry.
No, put it on a poll.
Did they hook up here?
No.
So Carl's going to get alone time with Audette while Donut goes and fights. And Zev specifically says, go ahead and draw out the fight as long as possible, which is to give Carl more time to be able to talk to Audette, I assume.
And Donut panics. Like, she straight up panics because this came as a surprise.
Sure. And you can't blame her. Every battle has been with her and Carl, with him pretty much calling the plays.
Right.
So this is her time to step up. And yeah, there's that feeling of like, I can't do this by myself.
And Zev does reassure her. She's like, it's going to be like a low-level dude with crap cards. And
it's going to be easy. You got this.
You're going to be fine.
But also, Donut needs this. She needs to recognize she can operate on her own. So it's a good scene for that.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, she's been learning the cards better than Carl. So this is good for her.
And they listen to her, the totems. When Carl's there, I think it's a little bit of a testosterone jockeying with
half of them come out and want to attack him first. She has to tell him like, no, not him. But what I loved about this is it's almost like Zev saying like, okay, Donut, you go ahead and go, and the three of us are going to talk. And then, bloop, nope, not you either.
Yeah, Zev gets blopped out too, Which I think that, Zeb totally thought she was going to be part of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But we learned that Audette really wanted this one-on-one. Technically, it's a two-on-one because her assistant's still in the room too. But they've gotten rid of everyone else. Quasar got zapped out. Zeb got zapped out. Because Audette manufactured to blow up something in space, like an unmanned probe or something, so that Zev got zapped out. So she has to go attend to that. And this is where we get the conversation with her giving a kind of a rundown of her backstory. Like, well, first, before we get to that, she talks about knowing of Wan Xin's plan.
Yeah, I love it. Carl's like, what the fuck, man? You just fucked us over. It's like, oh, you mean I didn't play into your plan to get assassinated?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, you were going to betray me too, right, Carl? Yeah, but I had to. I mean, he doesn't miss a beat there, though, because he's like, yeah, but I don't care about you. That's essentially what Carl says. You were expendable in this situation. But she also is like, Carl, you're going to be okay, because he's freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
But you should also get Katya to eat that flower as soon as possible.
Which I thought that from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, her whole like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for what? Just
right,
do
you
it.
should have locked that in before Carl went even on the show to ask for the thing.
Yeah.
Because then Wan Xin would have to follow through and prove to Carl that she's going to do what she's going to do, right?
Yeah.
Presumably. Anyway, let's see. So Audette, Carl's mad at her and says like, okay, regardless of if I was setting you up to get assassinated, you are always taking part and taking advantage of us. You are part of them. You're part of the establishment. I don't trust you. Meanwhile, we see Donut has picked Miami. And this is our reminder that Miami was given as clues to them when they were on Rosetta's show.
Yeah. What was the name of that show?
Yeah, Rosetta's show.
Oh, do you remember the name of
it? I had it on the way over here. I just re-listened to it.
Some of you guys remember.
Oh.
And Rosetta had played all those different clips of different TV shows that all take place in Miami. So it was like Miami Vice and Burn Notice and Golden Girls and a few others. So that was a clue. They knew, pick Miami. I think it also said there was also a photo that during the interview that Carl saw where there was things that were incorrect in the photo. And during that interview, he was like, wait, okay, there's a clue within that. So we see just that Donut's fighting, and they're getting a big download of like the history of how the Tagi cards came about, how they work. That's all going on in the background while Carl's listening to Audette. Audette says that everything that she has done has been for Mordecai. Everything is all about Mordecai, and that's everything. And then goes on to tell the story that we've already gotten a little bit of glimpses of. It was her and her cousin Pieter and Armida, and the three of them. It seems like she was also like Armida was kind of her girlfriend. Just like made some mention of like trying to like court her in a way.
It's what she said. She said there was one line about early in the courtship.
Yeah,
but nothing else she said back that up.
It made me think that was her girlfriend.
Right. Me too. Like everything sounded like this is my friend, and she kept saying over and over. She says my friend, but she had that one line about the courtship. So it's like, well, wait, were they lovers? But they were so young.
So maybe there wasn't a real chance for it to be anything exciting from that. So, but all three of them get sucked into the dungeon. And she talks about at one point having to choose between killing Armida or Pieter, like the dungeon made him pick. She chose her cousin and saved Armida. She said it was an easy enough pick, but she loved Pieter for Pieter. Am I saying it right?
Pieter something
for his innocence, and Mordecai's always reminded her of her cousin that she basically had to make a Sophie's choice on and kill.
Right.
So this, like, it's been this constant reminder for her of this guilt and this shame, things that have been playing out for us for character after character in this book series. And then she talks about having something like She Maria in the world she comes from, called the Bedlam Bride. That's the name they use for it. And she said, in fact, there's a metaphor. Never stare into the blinding eye of the Bedlam Bride, which she said is, it means don't become so obsessed with something you lose sight of everything else.
Yeah. It's a good fable.
Yeah.
And I guess that sets us up for what I want to ask you guys about in this book thus far. If the book's name is The Eye of the Bedlam Bride, and we know that this is a reference to losing sight of the bigger picture for your own obsession, have we seen this in Carl and Donut's actions in
I
some
saw
way?
that in your notes, and I don't know, because so far, I mean, if Carl's obsessed with anything, it's bringing the system down. But I don't even know if it's an obsession. It's more of, listen, we want to survive. But man, if we could bring this system down, it'd be so great.
He's also becoming a little obsessed with that ring of divine suffering too.
Well, there's so many things from the previous book that haven't really been showing themselves so much. The ring of divine suffering being one of them.
What about you, Rubio? Do you see anything in this?
I mean, there are a bunch of different examples of obsession that we see over and over again. And right now, I think part of it is about Carl trying to save everybody, and him not being able to, but still trying to find a loophole to save one of two of his most important somebodies.
Right.
See, as it goes on, I feel like he started out with we got to save everybody, or save everybody we can. But so much has happened so recently, it's coming down to well, I got to save Donut.
Right.
And while he's like, no, Katya, I'm not going to leave you behind. It feels a little less. Yeah. I mean, Mordecai already introduced that into his head. And as much as he's like, no. And he did go out of his way to help Katya when he didn't have to. Like when things were going sideways in the Desperado Club. And she's like, get out of here. He's like, no, I'm not going to leave you. But I think he may be narrowing down the amount of people he's willing to go all out for. And maybe I'm projecting, but this is a sense I get.
Yeah, I mean, I also feel like there is a tether between when the eye activated on the Bedlam Bride briefly in that one battle, the river opened up for him. So the river is, I think, a little bit maybe his obsession with his guilt. So his guilt with his mom, right? And his failure, or whatever he perceives as his failure in that situation, which ties right into his savior complex and why he needs to save everyone else. He didn't save his mom. And this obsession with, maybe if we want to say it's him not being enough, or him always striving to do more and find more time and put it all on himself. There's something there that I feel might be kind of leading toward what this Eye of the Bedlam Bride is. But again, I think we're only around halfway through this book. So there's ample room for us to kind of see what might have been the greater intent of Dinniman with this.
Yeah. We're just slightly past halfway on the book. And the other thing, it's not so much Carl's obsession. I know what it was. With the last book, there was a big emphasis on bringing back people from the past. Because there's a whole thing with bringing back B, and then a whole thing with bringing back Ferdinand. Mm-hmm. And so far, halfway through this book, we had a little bit with his dad. But so far, the AI hasn't had that obsession with bringing back people from everyone's past,
especially
to throw in their faces.
Especially with a world littered with ghosts and going back in time. Like, you have the setup and the construct right there for you to really manipulate people's emotional pain there with like going into their past, and like you see these ghosts, but we saw it a bit more in the previous book.
Yeah. It seemed like this is going to be a running thing from now on. So far, we're halfway through this book, and it hasn't been. Not to say, like I said, only halfway. So there could be plenty coming up, but I'm just saying at this point.
And it's a good reminder of like Maggie Mai from, what was it, book 4? Talking about like how she would prefer to die than have to face her kids and potentially have to kill her children. That again, like seeing them die again. And
a hell of a motivator.
Yeah. So it all tracks that there's this looming threat. And now we have this idea of this obsession. Anyway, I want to posit that question to you guys. Who certainly many of you have already read ahead, but if you are reading along with us, do you have any thoughts on what you think this Eye of the Bedlam Bride or this obsession might be for Carl and crew?
Either way, I thought it was a really nice way to tie that terrifying character of She Maria into an overall theme of the book.
Oh, absolutely.
It was Audette telling that story and making it into an interesting fable was something I really wasn't expecting when I read this. And it really made the book so much more deep and made me connect with it so much more.
Because, yeah, Audette does elaborate on what this meant for her. And it was that she was so obsessed with getting out, with escaping for herself, that she essentially sold her soul and sold what she did value. I mean, you can blame the dungeon, of course, for what happened with Carl, or what happened with Piotr when she had to sacrifice him to pick Armida.
Right.
But at a certain point, she was pulling the levers and brokering deals and doing shady shit on behalf of Mordecai, kind of for herself.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily something he would be advocating for, and they might have had an out otherwise if there wasn't Juan Shinks screwing up their plan at the end.
There's just something about, how people will behave, and I don't mean certain people, I mean anyone, when you're desperate enough, and especially when the out is just, it's just right there. You can taste it. Okay, you just got to do this one thing. Okay, just this other thing. Like, I can't let this go. You get that all the time with something called fallacy, where it's like, oh, I've invested so much, I can't stop now. Anybody looking from the outside goes, cut your losses. This is not worth it, or it's not going to work.
Right. So she gets out of the dungeon after she says, like, I got out, Armida got killed, Mordecai lost his brother and then got like sentenced to, we know what, he's been trapped in the dungeon forever. They even changed the rules so that like it's alternates like when he gets in, so he's just been there for so fucking long. But when she got out, she felt so guilty that she admitted to cheating on this like confessional sheet when you exit, which I think is so fascinating to have a confessional sheet as well. Eventually that kind of caught up to her because she got arrested, and she had to serve out another type of sentence that a contract was bought out by the guy who eventually became her husband.
Which, of whom I want to know more about.
Right. Who's this husband? Yeah. Was he didn't she say something about him and like crabs? So he has a crab farm or something?
Crab ranch, maybe?
I don't remember what it was. And Juan Xin got the lightest of sentences. She got expelled from the games for a little bit, but also she's never allowed to be in Dodola the God anymore. That's her. Like, apparently she can just jump into another god, but hey, Dodola's off limits. Which seems like not a punishment. There's all these gods.
She's rich. That's what happens with rich people.
Yeah. It's different levels of justice.
She also talked about, Audette also talked about feeling so guilty that she never bothered fixing her legs. So I think, like, didn't you ask this a couple episodes back? Why did she never fix her legs?
If she married a rich guy, why did she never fix her legs?
Guilt. There's her answer, yeah. And then she's also saying that she's just been so obsessed with watching Mordecai. All she does every season is just spend all of her time watching him being
Falling apart.
creepy. Yeah.
No, being creepy.
Being creepy. And she just, she feels like she was complicit in him breaking him.
Mm-hmm.
She's right.
Yeah. But in a way, she isn't. It's like the whole construct is fucked.
That's the thing. Everybody wants to blame the people who are also victims rather than the system itself.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing's fucked.
Yeah.
Like, she's right, and also everything's fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And like this kind of gets to the crux of the confrontation between her and Carl, because Carl wants to be like, you're a part of this.
Mm.
You're the number one cheerleader. You have a show where you cheer on this. And she's like, how do you not get it? Like, the only way I can help shut this down is to get in a position of power to have any sort of leverage in this world where I could try to take this down. And you can't do it from the outside.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you go like, all right, if Carl has an obsession, it's with his own anger. Because I'm like, I know he's pissed, but it's like, dude, are you not seeing what's happening here? Just for 2 seconds, don't be Carl.
Yeah, but he was pissed. Audette reassures him like, hey, I have a plan for Huan Xin. She says like she expects to die in this process during ascendancy, but she's going to take out Huan Xin as well. And she has spent her life building up a golden parachute of sorts for Mordecai when he gets out of the dungeon. Him as well as other crawlers that she had helped along.
Yeah, she set up trusts for them.
Yeah. And when go ahead.
No, it's just, what do you guys make of Audette after all of this?
Well, it explains a lot, and I believe Audette mostly. There's just some things I question.
One thing that I do believe more now than ever is the idea that if you go to the dungeon, you die in the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter whether you get out
right.
whatever happens, like the dungeon ends up eating you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it happens. And even though she's been out for the longest time, it's obvious that she's not living a life. She's still in the dungeon.
No one here gets out alive. It's like, yeah, it's just so traumatic that you never get to go back to being normal.
Right.
I mean, it is a metaphor for war. It is. Anyone who goes to war never really comes back from that kind of experience.
Not whole.
Yeah, and this is kind of that same thing.
I guess there's part of me that wonders how much is guilt motivating her. I mean, it sounds like it is, and it seems sincere, but the legs thing, it just I don't know, just something about that. I was like, I wonder about that explanation.
I think that she also probably didn't fix her legs because that's her marketing opportunity. So I wonder if that's more her laying it on thick for Carl.
Mm-hmm.
But she was known as a character without legs.
Mm-hmm.
So her continuing that is why she's the Oprah Winfrey of the galaxy.
Right. But I'm willing to take her at her word. It puts a lot of things in perspectives, and it makes it, it clicks a lot of things. A lot of pieces come together with this. So I'm willing to go with it.
Yeah. So at the very end of this conversation, they've run out of time. Carl is kind of a little bit flailing, and he's angry and just like trying to chew her out. But she says something interesting about of seeing the bigger picture. She says that the mantises mine and resurrect the AI and graft the AI into a planetary engine for a reason. So, okay, they take an AI, they pop it into a planet like Earth, seeding a planet, and she's talking about the elements that they mine. What do you think they're for? All planets for crawls are used to collect fuel. That fuel comes from these elements, the biological overgrowth of seeded planets. And the way that you have enough time in order to collect all that fuel that you need from these planets is through the crawl. Well, they used to do it without the crawl, but there wasn't enough time, I guess, to mine this, which tells us, I guess, that what they need to do is have the crawl happen because that distracts and entertains like a kid, the AI. Like, hey, the AI, here's something for you. We're going to do this crawl. And if we have that, then you won't, then you'll be distracted so we can mine enough of the minerals, I guess. That's my guess of what she's trying to say here.
That sounds like what she said. Still kind of hard to understand
it still feels like there's something more complex going on over top of that. But like she's trying to reach Carl with like, there's something bigger going on. And if we tried to just shut down the crawl, she says, then half of the galaxy would die. So there's a mass genocide going on.
This machine is running and it needs to keep running because now everything is kind of dependent on it running.
Right. And at the same time, the AI seems to be going a little bit haywire. It's like every time you do this, you plug it in and reuse the same stuff. It's degrading.
But she also says, like, you know, this season seems like the last season. Everything's coming together this season, which is probably why we started with this book series, because it's going to be the final culmination.
And
that's something. I was being dumb.
Okay.
All right. And then she says, see you on the inside, Carl. Kind of while she was talking to him about all this, he was a little bit distracted because he's watching Donut in this battle. And Donut, meanwhile, had to fight a Robert the Human, who is like an old man in a tight sailor outfit with a name tag that says Gene on it. And he pulls out a little Robert doll as well as a dog doll as his totems, and like immediately just gets eviscerated. I think Mongo just chomps him. Done. But I was like, what is this?
Is Robert the Human another Patreon backer or
maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
But part of me was thinking, with the construct of like, we're about to get into it with there being something that Carl is anticipating and he's nervous about up on that mountain, right? Someone waiting for him, and knowing that there's trauma from other people's past that's looming for them in the other cities like Amani and Detroit and some of the other people.
Tran.
I was just
Vietnam.
thinking for a second, it was Robert the Human maybe like the initial owner or breeder for Donut, and like these are like little cat toys, these dolls that he put out. This is very far-fetched, probably.
Yeah.
But there was part of me that thought like maybe this was them trying to like traumatize her while she's solo, but she has no recollection of that, so it just didn't work on her.
Yeah, and it's dispatched so quickly.
It was just such a weird one that I was like, why did that happen? But
it had a tone.
Matt Dinniman's never been weird before, so this was a first for me. All right, guys, let's jump into part 2 of our book, The Father. And chapter 38 starts on December 24th. We are in phase 2, and Carl leaves the show with Audette to pop into Monroe County, Florida. This is in the Miami area. It's the very most southern tip of Miami. If you look right at the end of it, right by the water. I looked up where Monroe County is. And they realize that there's been some sort of issue, some glitch that's happened in the system where initially she was thinking they were in Iowa, but then they were in Florida, but it wasn't sure where it's supposed to be. And now she's like, there's a problem because our key is in Iowa, but I clearly picked that we be in Miami. So what the hell's going on? And soon after he kind of rejoins her, there is a system message that says, please wait, and something fixed. And the map rearranged, and now the key is with them.
Right. They're in Iowa, except it's on top of Florida.
They just scooped a big old chunk of Iowa out and stuck it on Florida.
On that very unstable land of Florida that's eroding constantly.
And not only that, but it seems like the elevation shift like that, this hadn't been accounted for. So it's like way up high, which is why it's like this pillar or like plateau kind of thing. In fact, I think Carl says it kind of reminds him of the air quadrant in the bubble a little bit, but like more unstable.
And the key's at the top of that thing.
Yeah. So now they know essentially what they got to do. Donut does fill him in that like what happened when they did the first battle was they got a token. They have to collect 9 tokens before they can reach the final big boss that has the key. Feels like a video game, but I guess also a card game mechanic thing. And I think at one point, is it like Tran who says like, I had to put my tokens into a vending machine. So you have to put them into a vending, or he had to put his into a vending machine. Carl is trying to reorient himself after this battle. He gets a couple notifications. First one we had briefly mentioned was from Empress. He says, you need to talk to Nekabit, who's now back in the world of the God world, about my dead son quest. And then the second notification was from Huan Xin, who says, you know what? Everything's all good. I saw what happened with you and Audette, and I'm still going to honor my end of the bargain. And he gets a quest complete from her for the spider quest.
Yeah, but, she couldn't let that go without a threat as well.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I got to also threaten you so shit's still real. But I would feel more afraid if she didn't give a threat. I think, hey, everything's great. We're just going to cancel that quest.
Everything's fine. Are you sure you don't sound? Yeah, it's fine.
Normally, I don't tolerate failure, but I can see this wasn't your fault.
Gotta go do something over here for a second.
Yeah.
Am I about to get fired?
You just wait right there. Everything's fine.
I don't believe you. We learn about some of the other crawlers. Katya is apparently stuck between Ukraine and Vietnam in a way that they're stuck between Miami and Iowa. And Zev explains some of the chaotic things that happened with this whole setup. Some people, when they got to that globe to pick, had their standard 3 locations. It was supposed to be one by Borant, one by the AI, and one randomly generated. Some people got 4. Some people only got 1 choice. One person got none, and another person got anywhere on the globe, and they weirdly chose the ocean.
Yeah, the middle of the ocean.
It's like, I don't know why. And yeah, so now they're stuck in this kind. It seems like these glitches keep happening. There's something funky
we're
going
working on it.
Yeah.
We'll work faster.
Donut is confusing Iowa with Idaho. She's like, it's a garbage state that smells like potatoes. He's like, this is not what the state.
Hey, you know what? There's certain states that I transpose as well. Idaho and Iowa are one or 2 of them. They both. I mean, you have to remember one is potatoes, the other is corn. And for whatever reason, my brain does the same thing with Tennessee and Kentucky. It's always mixing the 2. And maybe it's the region they're in, and
they're both.
I always think the same kind of people live in both.
Like Elvis is somewhere around there in Bourbon.
Yeah. Elvis and Bourbon.
Wow. Yeah. We all do that, I guess. They see this giant plateau. It's hanging kind of on the coast, and it is going to erode into the ocean. So they already have a ticking time clock. I think it's like they have to complete this in 2 days. So what they have, Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day.
I think so. Right? Yeah. Either way, they're afraid that the ocean's going to wash it away.
Yeah. So they're trying to hustle. Donut got a sailor cat from that battle with Human Tom or whatever the fuck
Robert the Human.
Robert the Human. Yeah. And she's very excited about it. But there's this cute little bonding moment between her and Carl when he's talking about like the people who had to wear what he calls a Dixie cup on their head, and like, the rest of us used to have to make fun of them, those poor bastards, because that sucks having to wear that. We used to wear ball caps. And it was just her kind of like talking to him about it.
Well, yeah, I liked it. She was like, how is that cooler?
You
You're in the military, you wore a baseball cap?
You got a lame ass hat? No, thank you.
What a joke.
So we also learn that in other key locations, people like Prepotente's ending up somewhere in Italy. In Vietnam, where Katya got stationed, we know that the key is in the house of the ex-wife of Tran and where his mother-in-law lives. Ugh. That's a worse one right there. Can you imagine? And then there's something in Detroit for Imani that she really doesn't want. And Carl...
It's called Detroit.
Just this city is trauma.
Yeah. So-and-so ended up in Fresno because I guess it's Fresno.
And Carl is fearing what is coming, which I imagine we all the readers can anticipate what is coming.
I wonder if it's tied into the title of this section.
The father?
Mm-hmm.
What?
A little bit of telegraphing never hurt no one.
Right. But when they get there, they're like, well, we don't have any connection to Florida or Iowa, so
right. So what is all this?
What is this?
And for some reason, let's take a step back here. The sponsors, the Pacifist Network, were really adamant about working alongside Rosetta to get the message that they go to Miami, of all places. Miami. Why?
Good question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess we'll have to see there. So, they already have a token from Robert the Human. Then they have to fight a return villain, a Bababoon.
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 You missed a ba.
Sorry. My bad.
Which I was like, didn't the Powerpuff Girls fight a Bababoon?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and then the Powerpuff Girls movie. But anyway.
Well, yeah, this battle, this Bababoon pops up wearing a little Santa hat and a naughty Santa shirt. Carl just throws a hobblobber at his chest and blows him up immediately. And it's like
collects his cards.
Yeah, not a thing. And then we jump into the next chapter, and they're already at token 6. They've just plowed through these like they're nothing.
Yeah, because the system is so screwed up that these card battles are irrelevant because they're just killing things before they can even draw a card.
Oh yeah, everything is just in shambles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're on the 7th token they're looking to get. It's an explorer, a deep dive explorer who's got swordfish men alongside him. I think when I was trying to figure out if there's some deeper meaning to Robert the Human, it falls apart once I get too deep. Sea explorers and swordfish men. I don't know if that and the Bababoon have any sort of deeper emotional connection to these guys.
Well, how deeper can you get than a guy in a deep diving suit?
There you go.
It feels really like a Japanese comedy show.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be a fight, and then a deep diver, reef explorer guy comes out with swordfish men.
It's a halftime show.
I'm sure I've seen that somewhere.
One of these swordfish lands in front of, tries to stab at Carl, lands right in front of him. He kicks it to death. So we get it's been a while, but Carl has, used his feet to kill something. I'm appeasing the AI a little bit.
Is this the point where the AI goes, kick it?
You should kick that.
Kick it. You should kick that thing.
He does it later with the turkeys, too.
That's not what it was with the turkeys?
Goes,
yeah.
You should stop.
You should step on it.
It's so good.
I laughed out loud.
But on top of him kicking it to death, the Donut is finally able to release one of their special cards, because up until this point they haven't had a reason to even play any of their cards. It's just been killing all of them right away. And she releases a card, Lazarus a Bang Bang.
Oh boy.
What a good way to solve that problem of them bickering all the time.
Yeah.
Join them. Make one mega asshole.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a complete fix, but
He still thinks he's Jesus, too.
what I think Donut said in the last set of chapters was, this one at least loves to fight. So he'll get out there and fight every time. And yeah, this is a combo of Asahano and Jesus. He's a level 140 carrying a bazooka. And everything about him is this weird hybrid. And it feels once again like Matt is just fucking with Jeff for the audiobook of like, all right, here's a Texan Jesus. And here's a African disease
Afro-Cuban
warlord guy that you just combine those accents and make it like 90s action hero.
Yeah.
Makes it work.
Yeah, he does. He
make
totally
it
does
work.
it.
Each time he makes it
He was
work.
up to the challenge.
But it's so funny. And the Carl says that he thinks that Lazarus of Bang Bang might even be more of a force than She Maria, with I guess all the weapons that he has at his disposal.
Yes, I was
and
like,
how
whoa.
quickly he eviscerates them.
Mm-hmm. To the point of like, maybe we should just get rid of She Maria. I'm like, what?
There's a glimmer. Just get rid of her. I don't know if the name of the book will allow this.
Yeah, it'd make
Right.
for a really short book. They might have to change the name to Lazarus of Bang Bang, too. And that might have less gravity. Because then Odette's story would have to change. Like, we had a metaphor. Back where I'm from, we had a metaphor called Lazarus of Bang Bang. And it was, hey, if you meet an asshole, combine him with another asshole and make a mega asshole.
Guys, I have to ask, do you think Carl is one of the two assholes? Anyway, at one point, he's nonstop calling people pansies. He even does that like flex at
Carl.
at Carl. And Carl's like, what the hell?
Made you flinch.
He's just a
like,
fucking dude, bro.
yeah.
He's like, if you don't let me kill this guy, I'm gonna tell my dad. And Carl's like, wait, does this guy also still think he's Jesus? He's like, it's a mix of everything going on in this guy.
But Donut's got him under control, unlike the other two assholes.
Oh, yeah.
Donut also says this reminds him of Brad.
Brad, yeah.
And what was Brad?
I am a king.
I'm a king. Fucking Brad. And Carl's like, damn it. Getting reminded again. So as we close out this chapter, Carl is feeling a persistent itch on his back, and he fears it's his back patch, which he notices is leveling up, almost ready to deploy for the scavenger's daughter. But he's like, well, we're like two bad guys away from the big bad and getting the key. I want to hold on to that. But yeah, it just seems like this. The stronger and more terrifying that thing gets, the bigger of a looming threat that is.
Sure.
At a certain point, he's carrying a nuke on his back.
Yeah, it just sounds like it's just destined to fill up before he gets to the boss.
Yeah, and then where's it going to deploy?
Yeah, will it deploy? Will he hold on to it and just get sick as a dog?
Well, we decide to run to base and take a break. And again, this is probably where we should have ended the chapter, but we didn't. All right, so we get back to the safe room and we find that the kids had set up and had like a water balloon fight in this room.
Oh, yeah.
They're all just partying and like kicking it while Carl and Donut are just trying to survive the apocalypse.
We're back in the safe room, right?
Yeah.
Man,
Personal space.
You imagine coming back from a hard battle and you're worn out and emotionally drained because the whole thing with Donut realizing like, hey, we actually could have died during that, and you come home and your place has been trashed.
There's a bunch of kids there sleeping all over the place, and you have to be quiet. It's like, fucking hell.
The strippers are watching movies or whatever.
Yeah, what are they watching? Encino Man.
Yeah.
Sweet. Carl learned that they can't preset traps for battle. But even so, like there's all these like as soon as a battle starts, everything kind of does a reset. So you can't do anything in anticipation of the battle. But even then, like everything has been so extremely one-sided and bad to the point where it seems like Borant has fucked up with how they tried to set up this game, and that, as much as they keep trying to adjust and fix things, they can't fix it, and nothing is entertaining. It's just lopsided.
I feel just a tiny bit sorry for Cascadia since she spent so much time working on this, and nothing has worked out like it's supposed to.
Poor Joseph Goebbels.
Have you guys seen Don Hertzfeldt's cartoon Rejected?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're at the very end where it's like, oh, everything starts falling apart. Like, that's kind of what this whole chapter feels like, or this whole section feels like.
Things are just collapsing.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Don Hertzfeldt's Rejected, or any of his movies, you should.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
They're stick figures. Don't get turned off by that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you to watch, the stick figure ones.
So they, Carl and Donut go to Donut's room because they have to be quiet around everyone sleeping, so they're going to go in there. Donut wants to talk to Carl. She hesitates and then tries to go like, never mind, we don't have to talk about it. But he's like, no, we're safe. Don't worry about anyone else. He sees like her chat thing is running. He's like, don't worry about what anyone else is saying. Talk to me. And she confides in him that she's worried. She's kind of coming to that realization of like, what if Carl died? Or what if she died and no one's there for Mongo? Like, the stakes of everything, she's just wanting some reassurance. And, Carl just kind of allows her time and space to just talk out her feelings, I guess.
Yeah. And mute the comments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People are being dicks on the comments like you guys sometimes do. And he just turns it off and like, let's ignore that.
Yeah, Joe Rogan sucks.
Take that. Oh, and then another thing was that she brings up like, she's also kind of worried like Katya's going to leave because of like the flower. She's going to eat the flower and she's going to leave. And it's like, no one's even addressing this. She's going to leave. And so it's Donut feeling like isolated in her feelings and wanting to just kind of vent that she's sad about this.
There's a lot of stuff for her to process. And she's, as we've seen before, not that well equipped to do so yet.
Oh, yeah. And she blocks things out and doesn't usually want to address things. So her wanting to actually, express her feelings is probably good. It's a good step forward for her. They decide that they're going to take a nap the old-fashioned way instead of just walking over the sleep unit, which why would anyone do that? But I guess some people enjoy.
I don't know why Carl has such hatred for that unit because I would pay for that.
God, I want one so
bad.
I want one for each of the rooms in my house.
Yeah, right?
Just because I know that once I go upstairs, I'll be tired and then I'll do it again.
Yep.
And I'll go downstairs and be like, you know what? I think I felt like 1% go down. I think I'll do it again down here.
You know what's so great about that thing? I would get it and think, oh, I'm going to be so productive because of this. I would get that and still not do shit. Never. I would never do shit.
But your fucking eyes would be all hollow and shit because you wouldn't stop jerking off.
Does it recharge that?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, if it recharged that, good Lord.
Oh, no, that's right. Oh, well, actually, on second thought here.
If somebody out there's the company who eventually makes this thing, you should make two things. One for recharging your sleep and one for resetting your refractory period.
See which unit sells the most.
Yeah, let's see which one sells the most. I've got money on refractory. Yeah.
So while Donut's napping, if I can just get back into this.
Yeah, I apologize.
If you must.
While Donut's napping, Carl allows himself to kind of drift into the river a little bit, allow it to kind of take over, and he allows his sadness to kind of dwell on Mordecai and the baggage that he carries with him, Audette and her guilt, Frank Q and the ring, and saying that he's just feeling crushed by all of it. And then his thoughts turn to a man on the top of the hill and says, "You won't break me."
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is interesting. He's listing through Mordecai, Audette, Frank Q, all people that he feels in some way or another were broken.
Yeah.
Right.
by this world, by this crawl. And there's part of him that's worried that what he's gonna confront on the top of that hill is gonna be finally the thing that breaks him.
It's good for him to go into the river, because as long as he's trying to push it away, it will always have power over him. But for him to go into it and embrace it, make some kind of peace, learn to live with it, it'll be the healthier thing.
Just let him get carried away.
Yeah,
by it a couple of feet.
Yeah.
Just get your feet wet.
Just learn to tame it or just live with it.
That's interesting. This idea of that, like all these the gods and She Maria all see into him and see that he's got this tortured pain, and that is something that's corrupting and ruining him.
It's something they can exploit.
Yeah, but your suggestion that that also, if you kind of wade into it, could be a source of strength if you learn to navigate it yourself instead of just allowing it to kind of drift in the background.
You ever had that where you felt like you were wronged by someone, especially a friend?
No.
And
sorry. No, never. I'm good.
And you had anger towards them, so you avoided them. And as long as you avoided them, you always had that anger. It was always at day one. And yet, if you were forced to spend time with them, it just eased off, because you're like, look, just another person, and it's not like that issue is even still an issue. And why am I even letting this still be a part of my life? I can get past it. We don't have to be friends again, but I can at least be cordial and just not even think about it anymore.
Yeah, sometimes that just takes the power away from it.
So you should hang out a little bit with Joe Rogan. I think you'll love the guy.
Get fucked.
Carl awakes from his nap. He only took like a 40-minute nap, he said. But he wakes and sees Samantha is over. She's in the room, like Mongo's in the room. She's up on the message board, and she's muttering to herself, going, let me read it, or I will find your mother, and you know what will happen.
I love that. She doesn't even have to say it anymore.
What is she doing?
I don't fucking know. She's crazy.
Nobody knows.
Is it just crazy, or is I feel like I'm so conditioned with the crazy character actually secretly having some other layers to them that just
Oh, she definitely does. I mean,
there's something else going on that she's hunting out and trying to
she
unlock
was also
something.
in the fucking nothing. That's the part. That's the place where the feral gods become feral because the nothing.
I just think there might be something more to her. That's all.
I think both things are true.
Yes.
Being in the nothing has driven her to what we would call insane. She's got a method to her madness. It all makes sense to her. And if we could get on her level, we would probably see it. But nobody's on her level. And nobody wants to be on her level.
No.
But when you kind of see her in these candid moments like this, it makes me... It gives that lens into what else might be going on when she's not just putting on the act of being the crazy.
Listen, I know we got to spin off with Florian, but I want to spin off with Samantha more than any other character in this whole series.
Maybe.
I want sequels of Samantha in New York or Samantha in space. Like a good old-fashioned 80s B-movie sequel.
Just a long tale of really getting inside her head and seeing what makes her tick.
Samantha across history. Let's see whose penis she wants to see this time.
All right, so Carl gets a couple of achievements and loot boxes. He gets a brown spicy box just for kicking that swordfish to death with his feet. Cascadia's Turkish. New achievement, Cascadia's turquoise taco. We get the AI giving a whole speech about, the pains and labors that went into setting up a lot of this crawl, all the different levels. They have to make a game plan for all 18 floors, like what their vision board is, and then all the time they spend on all of this. And then the idea of ending a fight before it even began is funny as shit to the AI, because he knows all the work that they did. So he calls it turquoise taco.
I don't quite get the turquoise taco, but
She's a fish, probably with blue skin.
Oh,
And
okay, all right. Okay.
He did another one about her tears. He's just trolling Cascadia because I think he's like, fuck her. It's just funny because we also hate Cascadia.
Oh yeah.
Prepotente, we get a Prepotente box from that, which is funny because he ended the fight before it even started with the 7th floor.
Yeah.
So everyone essentially has gotten a Prepotente box because everyone's been able to exploit this and like kill before anyone's cards have been pulled. So that's why everyone was like message them in the chat.
It's because you have foiled Cascadia like Prepotente did.
Yeah. They also get a Smeet achievement, which is spreadable meat.
Yeah.
And this is for being an expendable deck combatant. Like Carl is, like he's not the one holding the cards, so he could potentially be expendable. He gets a silver spam box for this, which is a bunch of scrolls of trenches. They can make trenches with these scrolls.
Permanent trenches.
So it's just kind of foreshadowing trench warfare.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's like World War I sounded great.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, so that Prepotente box had that little book of voodoo.
Right.
Which is kind of it's funny, like the story that they set up is, remember the nerd conventions where they had the voodoo wall? And I was like, yeah.
Do you?
I do not.
You guys,
a voodoo wall?
Yeah, there's voodoo. There were a couple of like smaller cons that I went to.
I used to go to small cons. I don't remember anything like that.
Okay. The voodoo board is like, they just put people's names up, and if you wanted to leave them a message, it was before cell phones, you would put a pin next to that person's name, and you would just go check the voodoo board every so often and see if there was a pin next to your name.
No shit.
So you'd be able to see whether or not you had a message from somebody else that was also at the con.
I went to so many small conventions and never saw anything like that at all.
I think I saw like 2.
You never had friends.
You're an asshole.
Yeah. Okay, donut.
What happened to you in the new year?
Well, I would just like to point out to you young whippersnappers, there's a reason you listen to our podcast, because we have ancient wisdom.
That's my porn name. But they get this book of voodoo.
Filthy Lil Crawlers book of voodoo.
I was going to leave that first part out, but yes. They get this filthy Lil Crawlers book of voodoo, which allows them to send message to other crawlers that also have a book of voodoo.
Right. So they already could chat with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm kind of with Donut of where I don't yet have the vision for what Matt's going for with this.
Yeah, because I mean, besides the frustrated authors pin,
uh-huh.
and then the chat where they can talk to each other. What purpose does the Book of Voodoo serve?
Well, the AI did say, well, this might serve some kind of purpose that isn't quite clear yet, but might be later on.
Okay, all
for
right.
some nefarious thing.
Okay.
Interesting.
So now the AI is just giving them more shit to break stuff with.
Oh,
It feels like he just prefaced this with this whole story about we're trolling Cascadia. This is great. Here's a book of voodoo.
Well, like he gives that speech about the Molly Maguires, and he seems like there's some lady's been talking to him and giving him ideas about all of this, and it seems like this is rebellious little edgelord
AI
teen who wants to be like, yeah, fuck the system, like rise up and fight against it. And this is quite to their benefit if he feels this way.
I mean, at what point does the AI become an active co-conspirator?
I think it's already started happening.
Right, yeah. So Carl writes a note in the book, and then he writes it to Donut, and then Donut kind of writes back like, this is stupid, I'm never going to use this book.
This feels like a step backward, Carl.
He copies and pastes it into the scratch pad, and then after he does it, he goes, interesting. He doesn't explain to us why he says this, like, oh, interesting. But I feel like maybe there's some sort of reveal in that moment that there is something more to what happens when he copied and pasted it to a scratch pad from her.
Okay.
Maybe not, but I don't know. Then we get a scene where Carl with Donut on his shoulder is just climbing the cliff face, and while he's doing that, he's checking through messages because he got that climb skill a while back.
And the AI thought it was boring.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just levitate up there?
You're climbing. That's boring. You could have given me a flying skill.
You got a new achievement, cliffhanger, for it, like the
Stallone movie.
Stallone movie, cliffhanger. That is like the most intense, like first 10 minutes of a movie, I think.
Classic.
Oh, it's great. And he didn't get any reward, but he said, the AI said, I won't point out how dirty your toes are. But while he's climbing, he's getting notifications from people, like little updates on where everyone is, how everything's going. Louis wants a Christmas gathering with gifts.
Okay.
Which seems very sweet. But Carl's like, just a reminder, buddy, we're in April on Earth. It's not Christmas time. I like that Carl's just that wet blanket on it. He's like, I don't get vibes here. I'm not sure what's going on here. This is April.
Louis like the heart of the team.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's a sweet guy.
It just seems like a sweet little moment that Carl shits on.
Also, Louis, I am loath to bring this up, but we are fighting for our lives here.
Sorry, Carl.
Cool detail was when Carl's climbing up that hill, the AI announces, welcome to Dallas County, Iowa. So like he's in Iowa while he's climbing the hill. It registers as you're in Iowa now.
That's weird.
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was Florida down here and Iowa up there.
I think
Did the laws change? How's that work?
In my mind, they're just like at the same level.
Yeah.
So they are checking out the area. It's this more rural Iowa kind of space. They see a couple little, what do you call them? Farmhouses, I guess, in the distance. And they're looking around. Carl's like, I'm not sure where our next token opponent's supposed to be. And suddenly they get attacked. And he can't see anyone, but Donut can because she's got the glasses. And they're getting attacked by an invisible creature called the Visitor, which is actually a night gaunt creature. And there's a funny little moment where he actually gets to go and inspect what this creature is. And learns, like, the AI's like, actually, this is a real thing. Like, I'm not making this one up. You know those gray aliens?
The null?
The null.
You guys used to call them grays. Those aliens are assholes. They're always visiting your planet. And they sometimes bring along these night gaunt creatures with them. And one got left in the city and was, like, creepy and creeping out people. That's where the Visitor comes from. So it is mythology.
They're usually like vegetarian. They eat grain. Who cares? But they're really scary looking. Like we actually use them as demons in the dungeons because look at them. And one just got left there and got blown away by a farmer.
I mean, it's Iowa. What did you think was going to happen?
Just got blown to bits by a shotgun.
But it's so funny. The idea that the author has the opportunity to make some mythology real because he's expanded and had like aliens exist in this universe and aliens can come in all sorts of different funny ways.
Sure.
So like some of this mythology, the squonk's real, actually. That's a real alien. Like, why not?
And why did the alien bring the night gaunt over? I don't know. Why does that lady bring her gerbil into the subway?
But they're really intelligent. I mean, but that would be like you guys capturing dolphins and making them do tricks and okay, never mind.
The commentary is so good here.
I know.
Don't go visit SeaWorld anymore, guys.
Did laugh at Donut like, oh, this place smells. Iowa is so awful. And Carl has to make the point, Iowa's okay. And it's like, did Matt write that for his Iowan fans so they wouldn't be too offended?
People. Hey.
There's nothing wrong with Iowa. I'm like, well, I don't know about that, but all right.
So this is the opportunity for them to present to us our sixth and final and new totem, Yola. So while these creatures are attacking, Donut says, I got this, and plays Yola, and we get a massive, terrifying, gigantic cat.
Yeah, kind of like a Totoro-sized cat. Well, actually bigger than that.
Like a
so
house.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is like looming in a way that Carl can't for a second comprehend its scale, it seems like.
Gigantic Icelandic Persian cat with a candle melted to its head.
Yeah, what a thing.
That just speaks this demonic language that's probably just Icelandic. I don't know.
Right.
It is actually Icelandic because I looked it up.
Oh, you translated it?
I looked it up. Someone who goes by the handle Geekdom on Reddit translated all this, and we learned that this giant cat initially is saying, "Where are your clothes?" to the visitor,
To the night god, yeah.
yeah, and goes and attacks and just squishes and crushes him to death.
That's right, because it goes in on you if you don't have clothes.
Yeah, so I looked up. So Yola, the Yule cat, it lurks in the snowy countryside during Christmas season and will eat people who have not received new clothes during Christmas Eve.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
So that's what it does.
Iceland, you guys are crazy. That's crazy.
Have you ever listened to David Sedaris talking about
I love David Sedaris.
he talks about the Christmas traditions and the 6 to 8 black men in Norwegian tradition. Have you heard
yeah,
this?
yeah, like Black Peter and all that.
Yeah, and he's like, wait, what is your tradition?
Yeah.
What do you guys celebrate here?
Yeah, Santa Claus shows up with 6 to 8 black men, and then they, either give you presents or stuff you in a sack and take you to Poland or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the thing they say. They would have a big celebration publicly up until a few years ago when the world went, hey, what are you doing over there? And they were like, oh, we didn't know that was. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and canonically,
We didn't know you guys would notice.
Yeah.
and canonically, at first, the 6 to 8 black men, 6 to 8, yeah, 6 to 8 black men, they're like Santa's slaves, but eventually they just became good friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you guys get a chance, listen to at least that bit. David Sedaris is so funny anyway, but just like his storytelling of that all is so funny.
I think that's on his Carnegie Hall album. It's
God.
great.
It's fantastic. Anyway, we also hear Yola say something else to Carl after killing the other opponent, and translated that is, "Where are your pants? Where are your shoes? Next time I will eat your sweet flesh."
Oh, no.
To which Donut's like, I don't think he likes you very much.
Yeah, no shit.
So
Yeah, we have like Emmett Otter, and they have fucking Yola.
They learned that opponent had 18 totems. I'm sorry. 18 totems on it. And no one has been properly using their deck, but they could have died so many times if anyone else of these opponents had used these cards that they have.
Yeah. What that guy they faced was just so angry with Carl, he couldn't even focus on using his deck.
Oh, right, because he had the Night Gaunt
cloak.
cloak
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to mention. So he didn't even play his cards. He was just too locked in and staring at him.
Mm-hmm. Stared into the eye of the Bedlam Bride.
I totally forgot about that. Like that Carl had the Cloak of the Night Gaunt, and one of the benefits of that is that if he meets Night Gaunts, they would be blind with rage.
It's an odd benefit, but yeah, it worked out here.
Or benefit or a threat. I don't know if it attracts their aggro or what.
It does.
Okay.
So they venture on to their 9th and final token they need to try and get, and it's inside of a barn. And they go inside this barn and find a fuck ton of turkeys.
Thousands or tens of thousands of them, as the narrator puts it.
Just littering the space. And this is where we get the description from the AI, who's like, oh, look at all these turkeys. They're all a bunch of level 5. Step on them. It's so funny.
It's the way it says it too.
There's just so many of these points where in the audiobook, it's so funny. Like the choices the the creative play between Matt and Jeff of like Matt setting up these opportunities and like how Jeff like chooses to
just jump on him.
jump on him and like how he does the voice work. Someone was pointing out when Donut gets a hover spell, something we didn't mention was the Doppler effect of her like going far away and coming back and disappearing. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a lot of like an extra playful layer that's been like added to the whole storytelling. It's fun. So Carl is shaking in this moment. He is so nervous. He's trying to hold his arms so that he's not showing that he's kind of freaking out, but like that degree of a reaction to this, and I don't think we have to dance around it. He's afraid he's going to confront his dad up here. That's such a level of trauma, I guess, or this is a guy who is a king. He's a god among men. That he's so hyper powered and killing all these guys and like having other people that he's saved lives of, and he's still just terrified by this thing, and it's crippling him.
You still have a good relationship with your dad, huh?
Yeah, it's
okay.
all right.
Yeah, okay. You can't relate.
I found it to be, it's interesting that this is the thing that's like really getting to him. Like even him confronting B was like,
it's like whatever.
All right, I'm
sucks. Over this. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like the drama here, but this is a lot of pain that I guess he hasn't worked through that he's now nervous about. Donut and him gear up for the fight. They notice like there's all these turkeys and they're like, okay, these are going to be turned against us if we don't take care of them now. So maybe we should, like Carl's like, we should start killing them. Donut meanwhile is like starting to like add some magic elements to her, like cast some spells, because if she does it in advance of the fight, she can keep the buffs. And then she's putting on her headset so that she can use it for calling out plays and operating from a distance if she has to.
Yeah, there's an ogre, right? Like way in the distance in the turkeys.
Yeah, it's all spiky and intimidating.
Yeah, they're like, okay, that's our guy.
That's our guy. Avoid him.
Yeah, if we can kill a bunch of these before we get to him.
Yeah, let's not to get too close to him. We could start working on these over here.
And this is the whole point of like, of Matt establishing a rule for us, the reader, of the opponent won't react until you get within a certain distance of them.
Right.
So that we know they're safe as long as they're away from this ogre.
But then here comes Mongo. Decides to come into the building.
Oh yeah, he's wild nut. He's chomping. He's going on a chomp fest.
Right, because they were going to cast Clockwork Mongo and just have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the single real Mongo.
Walks in and squeaks like it's Christmas.
And even then, it would have been okay had it not been for the fact that in this battle, it's not just the ogre, but it's the ogre and one turkey, which was still like looking like what do you say, like a ghost or whatever, a memory ghost turkey, until you got close enough and it activated and came alive.
This reminded me of when I was a little kid and we did a road trip from DC to Texas, and I had a German Shepherd puppy, a little bit more than that, but came on the road trip with us, and we went to visit my mom's family out in Brownsville, and he had a modest farm and a bunch of chickens, and the dog was cool with the birds. But then one of them got run over by a car in the middle of the dirt road, like it's all splayed there. And then once the dog went out and investigated that and ate some of it, then he just wanted to eat all the chickens after that point. We had to we had to keep him corralled.
Oh, once it gets that chicken bloodlust. Oh no.
Well, we learned that there's going to be 2 card masters for this battle, and then the chapter ends with the AI saying, "Welcome to Iowa." And I'll have you know, dear audience, that when I was just doing a quick run through to try and figure out where we should stop, I heard that "Welcome to Iowa," and I thought, oh, this is the part where they get to Iowa. because I couldn't remember how the book worked. And I thought, well, that seems like a good transition to like when the chapter should end and the next one start. Because, they're going to Iowa. The AI has announced it. We'll stop there.
I think we found Grant's Bedlam Bride.
One location to the next.
Is the guilt he feels
I was wrong.
about this stopping point.
I do feel bad.
Being right before a battle.
He's never going to get his legs fixed.
He'll stay like this forever.
The guilt will be too much.
All right. We're going to wrap things up here.
There is a kind of big thing. Not big, but
let's not wrap things
small
up.
thing you mixed.
What did I miss?
Well, it was back when you talked about Audette stirring shit. She also dropped that Princess Donatia kind of sold out, like going through like the secret votes and how much she was voting to get Carl and Donut out.
That's right. I did scan over that one. I didn't hit that
to where
point.
Donut felt extra betrayed by all that.
And she was like, oh my God, maybe she actually did vote against Mongo. What a bitch. Yeah. Princess Donatia was like trying to remove crawlers from participating in faction
the NPC
wars.
initially.
Everything. Yeah.
And voted down every time.
Every time.
Is this Donatia realizing she fucked up and got in over her head?
Something.
There's a desperation when you try to make an appeal that the crawlers themselves get removed from the crawl.
Oh, and they were emergency action items.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something that the rest of the group would vote on. It was something that the AI would decide yay or nay. And you get like 3 of those.
Yeah.
And she expended all of hers and they were all denied by the AI.
Ooh, that's bad. Yeah, but it's
good catch. Thank you.
I think there's like an interesting contrast there between you have someone who befriends you and you think they're kind of someone that you can trust and like align with, and that's what Donatia was kind of doing there.
Yeah,
and then you realize no, she's just all about the crawl, and she wants to join and like enjoy the killing of you even. So you are expendable to her. But then we see Audette, and we get kind of a different motivation for her because we also get that same sense that she's befriending them and like she's kind of on their side, and we want to be close to her and trust her, but can we? And then we learn that she's entering and putting her life on the line for the ascendancy.
Right.
Actually, I'm not positive that you put your life on the line.
Well, she said that she'd be protected.
But she said that she anticipates she might die.
Well,
there.
because she's going to go head to head with Wan Xin. Yeah.
So I don't know how that works.
Yeah, whatever secret plan she's got going Wan Xin, which may involve the pacifist network.
Right. And whatever it was, she didn't say that she would die in the ascendancy game. She said that this might result in me or this would probably result in my death. You know, so the decision might result in her death.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. But anyway, I just think it's like you get kind of both sides of it. Like all trust doesn't have to be lost within this construct. You can have people who ultimately do the right thing and do right by you, and you can
you got people who seem to be helping you, to be on your side, to be friendly, but they don't state what their actual agenda is,
right?
Other than I'm just here for you. It's like, no, you got to do better than that. And Audette has come up with reasons why, outside of whether I like you or not, why she's doing what she's doing. As opposed to Donatia.
Here's a cool thing. Like this whole everybody has a story sort of. So everybody's got their motivations, right? Matt Dinneman has talked in some of his interviews about having written all of these other little novellas about certain characters just for himself, just so that he has them down on paper. So he says he has stories about Louis and Faraz and what they were doing before they ended up in the dungeon. Like that's all written. And he probably has one about Audette and, all the stuff that she has gone through as a fully written story that will probably never see the light of day.
Sure.
But that they exist and they inform everything beyond the, like the character Bible. So just interesting that there are so many details about these characters and that stuff that we learn about Audette that we never would have thought of.
Right.
That Matt probably wrote as a whole separate novella that he's putting into this story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not to just keep this episode being forever long, but it also just kind of reminds me of like we discussed this before, this idea that like no one escapes the dungeon, and that there's something that just kind of tethers you to it. So Audette is one of the first people we knew that like left the dungeon, but now she's like, her job is talking about the dungeon. And then Rosetta, her job is talking about the dungeon. All these people always get pulled back in. But then on top of that, like the guilt of what your actions did in the dungeon results in Audette now feeling like she has to sacrifice herself for Mordecai. And then Mordecai, what happens if Carl dies? Does he feel he has, or Carl gets screwed over? Does he feel he has to sacrifice himself for them?
God,
It's
he's
such
already
a
a
cycle.
mess.
Like all these people, like the pain cycle that just like happens for all of these people. They're all so entrenched in it.
Yeah.
I think the dungeon should go.
What you think? Are you saying you think the dungeon is a bad idea?
I'm not fully on board with it anymore. I'm still
Oh.
going to keep watching because I love it.
Huh? That's
And I can disassociate from like actual lives being lost. But
Man,
I don't know, man. You sound anti-dungeon, huh?
no, guys. Oh no. I'm one of you. I love the dungeon. All right. We're going to go ahead and wrap everything up here. Folks, we appreciate you guys checking us out and spreading the word and talking about us and adding comments on the episodes. We like engaging with you guys, and it's been a lot of fun. We do want to, remind you guys, if you have an opportunity in your town, you should go check out the tour for the new Operation Bounce House. We're very excited that we get to moderate the panel here in Austin. Unfortunately, that one does seem to be sold out, but hopefully in your town, there are still tickets available, so grab them.
and be sure to join our Patreon at patreon.com/hellocrawlers. Check out the website. We have a store, hellocrawlers.com/store. And the next, what is the homework assignment?
The next homework assignment is chapters 42 through 46 of The Eye of the Bedlam Bride.
Nice.
We want to thank a few people over on Patreon, including Andrew Kogan, Aldo Necco, Caden B, Odin's Eye, Aaron Nightingale, Eli, Dat Miniman, Gilbert Sanchez, Jillian, Johnny Whiteline Sideman, Matt Johnston, Michael Trainer, Noel Mead, Queen Anne Chonk, Riley Parrish, Robert Miller, The Show Law Still Sucks, and Zenobius.
Ooh.
Thank you guys all for your support. We greatly appreciate it. And now we're on to our final segment, which is Death Watch, Extreme Dungeon Mayhem. We're going to check in with the first of our crawlers, Aldo Necco, our now level 59 Barbarian Thickromancer. He had rolled out from under the train and saw it had carried him all the way out to the Hollywood Hills. He heard a rustling in the bushes. Oh no, what now? Suddenly out rolled 5 howler monkeys in tracksuits. Oh shit, it was Mark Wahlberg and his monkey bunch.
I knew you were going to say that before you said it. After you said Mark Wahlberg, I knew
Mark
monkey
Wahlberg
bunch.
and the monkey bunch.
Fuck you.
Get your boy.
Yeah. I don't want him.
They all started to wail with such a concussive force of bad vibrations
God damn it.
that it blew him into the air.
And
he
I
flew
defend
back,
you.
slamming into the Hollywood sign before getting crushed to death.
The best part about this is that they all know exactly who you are. If they
There's no masking. There's no
no,
hiding
if
this.
they were like, I wonder what kind of music he's into. They know. They just go back and listen to these things, and you'll hear all of his favorite musicians.
Oh boy. Okay. Meanwhile, Andy Kogan, our level 43 Trash Panda dumpster diver, was leaping across rooftops along with a pack of fellow lemurs. He leapt down off of the roof to attack the cat that was standing there in the alleyway, when suddenly she turned to look at him and shot a magic missile at him. He tried to dodge, but it hit his shoulder and hit him into the wall before he splatted to the ground. He rolled over just in time to see a massive foot of a man in heart print boxers lift up and slam down on his body.
So he's just every time going to get killed by Crawling Donut in a different setting?
Yes, but
well, not anymore.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to push his creativity.
he's going back up through the levels.
Right.
So he's now up to level 3.
Oh, 3.
Yeah. And Caden B, finally, our level 56 half-orc blind taste tester, saw the non-trademarked, by the way, tropical island polar bears leap to attack him. He activated his, I'd like to order a flight, and turned to say to the polar bear, "Not today, brother," before blasting upwards into the air. He really should have seen what was above him before executing this move, however, because as he rocketed upward with a magical amount of force, he cracked right into the underhull of a low-flying 747 Oceanic airliner, crushing himself to death and cracking the plane in half.
Do you feel
so mad? He's so mad.
Martin, do you feel as tired as I do?
More.
Okay.
Oh man.
With a little bit of nausea mixed in.
Okay. I think we're done for this episode.
Yeah, we're done.
I'm as pink as the wall behind me.
Jesus Christ.
Tune in next week for Grant with 2 new co-hosts.
Anyway, next week we'll be back. I'll at least be back. We're talking about chapters 42 through 46. We appreciate you guys being here.
We really do.
I do appreciate you guys indulging me. Until next week, get out there and read.